G'day viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel. I've been talking to Richard Deal of Lab Guys World on the blanking, and yeah, he, as mentioned in my previous video, he strongly suggested I output the blanking from the composite blanking output of that IC there, which is a sync generator IC. So I've done that, and when I look at the scope, I am getting the 30 volts blanking output, but alas, it's still not working. As a matter of fact, I'm getting a very messy sync issues right now, so I'm very unhappy about that. And I pull the blanking out and it's working as it's normally working. So yeah, without the blanking it's working as normal with the flyback lines. Add the blanking, as you can see, it's just a garbled mess, and I can still see bloody flyback lines. So I wonder what the heck's going on here. There's other things that Richard told me to do too, which is to house the preamp section of the video circuit inside a metal shielding container to shield any RF interference. And he even said that you know, if he was designing this, he would put the preamp straight onto the target output of the tube. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is cut the preamp section circuit off, and yeah, try and make it so I can get it onto the tube. Otherwise, at least put some metal shielding around the preamp circuit. So yeah, that's another thing I'm going to do. First things first, I do want to fix up this blanking problem. I want to get the blanking to actually work. So what I've done here was I've outputted, like, it's pin 25 on that IC, is the composite blanking output, and I'm outputting it to just one transistor, and the transistor's going via, the collector's going via 1.5 kilo ohms to 30 volts, and yeah, the output's going to the blanking, and from the output of the IC to the transistor is 2.8 kilo ohms. I'm going to take off the blanking pin, and I'm just going to hook up the blanking to the scope. Hook the earth to an earth point, and as you can see on the scope, it's 30 volts peak to peak, and it's negative going blanking pulses, which should of course blank the tube. Well, I'm gonna discuss with Richard further about all this. I'm actually wondering too, like, there is actually a bit of, I believe, a bit of ripple on the 28 volts output, because I'm just pretty much using rectification from the transformer output to give out the 30 volts DC. There's no regulator IC like there is for the lower voltages. So I use two big capacitors to filter out as much of the ripple as possible, but there will still be a bit of ripple. So what I'll have to do is look at the wave output form of the 30 volts DC and see how much ripple there is. I have a tendency to wonder if it does actually have an effect on the blanking, though the blanking pulse looks nice and crisp. So I don't know. I do see a little bit of I guess noise there, if it's called noise. I'll adjust the triggering a bit. But no, it looks like a good pulse, so yeah, I'll see what Richard has to say about what I've discussed, and yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway, that's the latest update on Project Iconoscope. This is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel signing out.